Hi, Alana, welcome back. And today we're going to do winter sowing. And you could use, I use milk jugs just because they're the most easily available, but you could use any plastic or recyclable container that has a large headspace. So you want about 4 inches on the bottom to put your soil in and a large amount of headspace because your plants are going to grow and get fairly tall in here and they need to be able to expand. All right, so first things first is punch some holes in the bottom for drainage. And then use a knife and cut almost all the way around, leaving the handle attached. And then flip it open and we're gonna fill it with soil. And you want to use potting soil, not seed starter mix, because seed starter mix won't have enough nutrition in it to keep your plants going for several months. Now, I use a fairly large glass. And probably about 3 or 4 scoops will be enough in here. Just a little bit more. And then we water it. This is the same cup and I fill it almost full. So this is about 1.5 to 2 cups of water. Depends on how dry your soil is. Oh, one other thing. Because this has holes in the bottom already, I put it on a plate while I'm doing it at my table. Otherwise, I'll have water flowing out all over my table. So just put that in. Let it kind of soak in. Try and get it everywhere. And even it out. Just so you have it kind of nice and even. Now, you could put one variety in here, or I'm going to do several varieties. I'm going to do 3 varieties in here, and they're all going to be broccoli because those are all cold hardy. And I just take some popsicle sticks to divide up my spaces so I know. Now, in other ones, I've used, hold on, I'll show you. I put in 4 of these little seed starting packer things, and they would fit in, and then you can just keep your varieties separate if you want, but today I'm just doing it all in here. So I'm gonna cut that first. And I'm just going to make divisions reasonably even. That's what it looks like. And then I will put the names of my varieties on these little popsicle sticks, and they're going to get set in here. So today I'm doing 3 different kinds of broccoli. We'll see how this works. We have so much canola grown around here that there's a lot of worms and bugs that like to eat canola and brassicas in general. So I have grown broccoli before, but there were so many worms in it. So we're gonna see how it works this year. And if I start coughing, I'm sorry, I am sick, but I can't spend any more time in bed, so I have to get something done. So I'm going to do Desico broccoli. And that is a green type, which has a central head and then green side stalks. And then the next one is Calabrese broccoli. Again, that's a green stalk type. And then the last one is Romanesco broccoli. And this has the yellow fractal type of pointy heads in the center. So my mom has gardened forever. We come from a gardening family. And she said that years ago she was able to grow cabbage and broccoli and things like that just fine. But then once the canola oil growing production really ramped up, that's when she noticed all the bugs and the worms come in and really attacked her brassicas, and so she hasn't really grown them much since then. So yeah, that's interesting how the different crops that are grown around us can impact our crops in the garden. So I'm just going to stick these in, and then we will start planting these. Now broccoli and brassicas, they get covered with soil. Some of these things, some seeds that you plant don't get covered with soil, so just look at your seed packets and know what you're doing. Oh, for heaven's sakes, doesn't want to open. There we go. Okay, so this one is Calabrese. Now I don't want very many grown in here, but so they're going to grow in here and they're going to be outside, and they'll have freeze and thaws and all that kind of stuff. And then eventually, once it warms up, then we'll take them, open this up and let them get acclimated to the weather. But because they've been outside the whole time, they're going to easily be acclimated to the weather. So, all right, a few of those there. And then Desico, let's do that one next. Make sure you put them in the right slots. Oh my goodness. Oh. All right, there's a few in there. And the last one is the Romanesco. And we don't want too many growing in this one little spot. They'll get too crowded, so try not to overcrowd it too much. But on the other hand, you want more growing rather than fewer, because you can always pluck some out, but you can't start others later necessarily. Maybe you can in your climate. In my climate, we have a short growing season. I have to get things going. All right, so all of these get covered with a little bit of soil. What's it say? 1.5 times their diameter. So brassica seeds are small little balls, so it doesn't require much. Just gonna sprinkle a little over. Pat it down just a little. Not terribly necessary, but you know, old habits. And then we put the lid on. Fold the top back over. And the last thing we do, label the top, label the outside, because although you can look inside and see the sticks that I put in there, it's just best to have it on the outside as well. So I guess I could just put broccoli varieties on here. I'm not going to plant another one. This will be all that I do. But we could put them exactly what it is. So Desico. And this one was Calabrese. This one is Romanesco. Now, I found that these can be reused year to year if you don't tear them all apart when you're taking the plants out, when you're ready to transplant. But some people just cut these open when they're ready to transplant. I haven't really felt the need to do that, because as you can see, I can pull this all the way back, and that is just fine for when you're getting them acclimated. Hardening off is what they call it, getting your plants acclimated to the weather without protection. So I'll put that on, and then we tape this closed. So I'm just going to use tuck tape, but it could be duct tape, whatever works for you. and all the way around. I'm just gonna cut this off. Okay, and I just kind of tap it around or make sure it's all taped down and leave it open so that the air and any rain or snow that is going on outside can get inside and keep this moistened. Oh, great. So, and then you can carry it. I wouldn't suggest it too much, but it will hold. But I'm gonna carry it outside and put it on my deck with the others on the plate because as you can see, maybe you can't see, there's a little bit of water in there that has come out. And let's go outside and I'll show you what the rest look like. Okay, so we're outside and we have here a bunch of different ones that we've already started. All right, so here we have various different ones that have already been started. And I did put them in the shade because it's been so warm here that they were gonna start sprouting right away and then we're gonna get hit with some more cold weather. So I just put them in the shade, but. Okay, so we've got herbs, red auroch and sweet lettuce and bergamot. These are all perennials. Some more herbs, black goji, actually that's a fruit, Ella campaign, boneset, and pearly everlasting. That's going to be really good for colds. I'm looking forward to that. Pink skirret, which is a perennial carrot. You eat the root. Feverfew, American arnica, sheep sorrel. And on this one we've got parsley. And oh, I got lots of parsley. This is all hardy Italian and this is all moss curled. And this is cabbage. So these are going to be golden acre cabbage, which are really good short season, but good for sauerkraut, which is what we mostly use our cabbage for. And St. John's wort and Zloty Lan chamomile. And then we have our broccoli and echinacea, sage, and motherwort. All right. So that's it. All right, I hope that helps you figure out your own winter sowing. If you want to try that, I really recommend it. I already have some onions started inside, but I want to reduce as many as I can, the things that I start inside, because once it comes time for when it warms up and you have to haul them outside to harden them off and then bring them in every night, that's just so much more work. I would prefer to start all I can outside in these winter sowing type contraptions, and just makes your life easier. So I hope that helps. If you like this content, please like, subscribe, share, comment. Those things are all free and they help a girl out. So thank you so much. And thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.